Hi folks, welcome back to GP Productions. I'm talking a little bit quietly at the moment because it's still quite early in the morning. I don't like to kind of raise my voice too much when I know folk that are still asleep in and around. And yeah, it's really great to be back, and I hope you guys have had a fantastic week. And as we're in sort of like now in Sunday, I'm hoping that the sunshine and the warmth comes back and brings us all a fantastic week next week as well. For those of you that have subscribed, a big thank you. I really do appreciate that. It's crazy, but I'm trying to build my channel, but at the moment my reactions are so sketchy and intermittent that it's quite frustrating, and the reason for that is because I'm working a hell of a lot just trying to get lots of overtime in. There's always that fear of what the winter will bring, and so I'm just trying to feather my nest a little bit before the onslaught of whatever happens next in life. Yeah, but I do apologise anyway. It is annoying, and I've got so much music I want to get to. Talking of which, this is an artist I've never heard of. I have no idea what has even brought me to reacting to her. But her name is Eliza, Carthy, and I'm sure somebody recommended this, but this was it might be a year, 2 years ago, and this is a track called Mohair. I remember Mohair jumpers from back in the day, itchy things, and they weren't that comfortable. I mean, they were supposed to be luxurious, but I always found them too itchy. So yeah, this is a track by Eliza Carthy called Mohair. It's taken from her album Rough Music from 2007. Don't know anything about her. I have got very few notes on her. So you know what? Best thing to do is just to click play and see what it brings.
Green fields and brown walls enclose my garden inland. Out the back on the hill is where I like to go. Though I'm told there's walls with...
Sorry, so I'm guessing that she's maybe a folk singer or something. I didn't know whether this was going to delve into some sort of prog. Let me just take that back a bit.
Though I'm told there's walls with teeth, they're high in the ground, and sticks and stones to bring me down. When you were around, I never came to the end. And now that you're not, I don't know how to go past your house where there's things still there on the walls, but there's not the sight of you at all. If you were here, I'd take you dancing. The water was at the back of the boys, red dresses on down to the river for fun. If you were a bird, would you sit outside a window and watch her at night and keep us safe from woe? We miss you so, ma chérie. How could you leave so easily? If you were a...
This is going to sound crazy, but she has a voice like a violin, and I don't even know what I mean like that. She can sound quite harsh, then she can sound like a voice rings really soft and delicate, and then soaring, and it kind of, the way she's singing just reminds me of like how a violin can sound. I know that's just a random thought, but I apologize for that. But yeah, she's really interesting voice, interesting lyrics as well.
So
That was nice. I really enjoyed that. She's got an unusual voice. As I said earlier on, it almost kind of to me mimicked the sound of like the possibilities that you have with like maybe a violin or something. So you could make it sound like really harsh, sharp, but then soaring sometimes and soft. So that was really interesting part of his song for me. The lyrics were really interesting as well. I was trying to figure out exactly where we were going with this. Looking at the red dress, I thought there was like maybe some sort of parallel with the was it Little Red Riding Hood, the house that she's passed, and but that she never went in. Um, but then I kind of thinking that maybe this is about somebody passing away. So yeah, and what was that little instrument at the end? And it was possibly all the way there throughout the song, but it wasn't a violin. I'm not sure if it was like a keyboard, and maybe it was a woodwind instrument. So let's just take that back. That yeah, I couldn't figure out what that instrument was. It sounded like something that would be that you'd blow into, or almost like maybe a cross between a harmonica and a woodwind instrument. I don't know, but if anyone does know, just join me in the comments and let me know what that was, because I like sometimes when I hear these curious little instruments appear in songs, and like I said, I don't have any notes about the musicians on this. So yeah, that would be nice to know that there's some sort of like little gizmo that they're playing. Yeah, really interesting lyrics, and let's have a quick read of them. Green fields and brown walls and cloves my garden inlet. Out there, back on the hill, is where I like to go. No one told there's wolves with teeth behind a brown and sticks and stones to bring me down. So I think the wolves and the teeth are the people who make spiteful comments about maybe somebody who she knew and who'd maybe passed away and is still making spiteful comments. And she says, sticks and stones to bring me down. When you were around, I never came to tea. And oh, now that you're not, I don't know how to go past your house, where the things still are there upon the wall, but there's not a sight of you at all. So maybe this was someone that she had a fractured relationship with, or maybe it's someone that she just kind of regrets not spending enough time with, and who set themselves apart from maybe a small community as well, if it's some house on a hill, and maybe if they were given a reputation that they didn't really deserve. If you were there, if you were here, we could go dancing with a lot of us at the back of a bus, red dresses on down to the river for fun. If you were a bird, would you sit outside our window and watch out at night and keep us safe and warm? We miss you so. Revians, Marshani. How could you leave so? How could you leave so easily? So yeah, it definitely feels like this was someone who maybe outwardly appeared a bit unusual, and probably scared the local kids. But maybe this was also someone who she had enough knowledge about that she knew was caring and watchful over over the town, or the village, or just her home, and that's what she misses. We often have people like that in the neighbourhood. If you've got a good neighbourhood, that is, somebody who's always like watching out, and they can be a bit sort of harsh, or have that appearance that puts people off from getting to know them, but ultimately they're good people, and you miss them when they're not there, because it leaves a little bit of a hole. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking in the situation that the person's passed away. If you're a bird, you could go flying and look below, wave at the folks we know. You forgot these things when you're crying. You forget these things when you're crying in church. So if you were here, I'd take you dancing in lot of us in the back of the bus, red dresses, on down to the river for fun. Yes, really, really nice, very sweet song. Lovely, lovely voice, really interesting voice. Um, the music, I really enjoyed that. It's so chilled out. Really sort of set the scene, and it gave you that like small village feeling to it as well. Whether I'm on point with any of these lyrics is, it's usually down to my interpretation of what I kind of feel about a song, and reading through sometimes gives you an um, extra meaning to what you've just heard as well. So I really enjoy that. If any of you know who Eliza Carthy is, then please join me in the comments below. If not, just I love to read your comments anyway on these tracks. Listened to quite a lot of new stuff just lately, so I will get back to some of the older, more established bands and that. But it's nice to listen to new stuff. And if it's not as good as what you think it is, then it does make you appreciate the older stuff too. So that said, have a great day, have a great week, and hopefully next time I do some reactions, it will be a lot warmer, sunnier, and we'll all feel a bit more happy with life. So yeah, till next time, take care.